State. So that's the conference standings going into this one. And South Alabama, the home team in the white, Texas State on the road in the maroon, and the Bobcats. Under their second-year head coach, Taryn Johnson, they will control the opening tip, and there's the starters for the 5. Average double figures in conference games. Harrell has been on a tear, joined by Nate Martin from Cypress, Texas.
And South Alabama was a man-to-man defensive team for most of the year, but the last several games they've been zone. That's what they're going to open up again tonight in that zone.
Shot clock already under 10. Contested, mid-range, and the jumper good. Nice concentration, Mason Harrell, the senior. He's only 5'9". He plays like a giant, averaging 17 over the last 5. South Alabama, Franklin Manning, Chandler, all average double figures, joined by 6'9" Lance Thomas and the TCU transfer Deontay Smith.
Well, Channing had a great look at it. That trip down the floor, those shots are going to have to fall for South Alabama. Texas State, one of the best shooting teams we've seen in a long time.
Officials, Glenn Tuitt, veteran, crew chief, with Keith Patterson and R.B. Clyburn. Jumper deflected. Rebound, loose ball to Franklin. And here comes South Alabama, who missed their first shot. South Alabama averaging 72. That's third best scoring in the league. First in field goal percentage. Texas State's just been a very blue-collar club. Shot clock coming up on 10. Thomas the big with it. Kicks it out. Corner. Too strong by Smith. Looking for his 43rd 3. But this is a club, Pat, that can score on all levels. The bigs, they can hit from anywhere on the floor, just like Harrell.
Yeah, look, I mean, it doesn't matter inside, outside. Those guys, this Texas State team, doesn't matter where they are on the floor. They are deadly. And again, you talk about a team that shot 52% from the floor last time out. That's insane.
Headline, 7-game win streak for Texas State. 6 of those, though, were at home. 10-3 in the conference. And the first place defending champ from a year ago in the regular season. Contested 3. No warning for the flop. High rebound. J.J. Chandler controls it. The transfer from Texas A&M. Big man for the 3. He got it. Lance Thomas, Baker's dozen. Transfer from Memphis. Reigns in his 13th triple.
You don't see the big man shoot very often from outside the arc, but he has that range. He and Caio Gonçalves, both very big men that like to stay outside the three-point line.
Third best in the conference in three-point percentage is South Alabama. They average 7 a game overall. Shot clock at 10. And Pat, this zone defense has been effective. Texas State shoots over the top of it. And a 3 for Caleb Asbury, his 51st. He leads the team in scoring and the most triples.
So Texas State's very methodical offensively. They're not going to just fire up a shot. They're going to take good shots. That's part of the reason that their shooting percentage is so good.
Offensive rebound. The duck under. And the kiss. Javon Franklin, who's missed double figures in 4 straight. Transfer from Auburn on the board, and South Alabama knocks it at 5.
You saw briefly the 2-2-1 full court press, but they quickly fell out of it. Again, just to make them a little bit uncomfortable coming up the floor.
They've got Franklin anchoring the middle, and another 3 up and good, the second of the game for Texas State. They average 6.3 and first in the conference in three-point percentage. Jump stop, loose ball, stick back, short off the iron.
That's great defense there. Manning was point blank, and Texas State able to turn him away.
The crossover. Adams rebounded, playing above the rim, and the one-handed rebound by Franklin.
Small's going to want that one back. That was a good dump off inside, and he just missed the easy one.
Out of bounds.
Yes.
That's a lot of games in the month of February over 2 years. As a matter of fact, historically, that team's been good in February. The dribble drive, halfway down and out. And South Alabama not able to race it down. Nice collegiate effort by Deontay Smith. And it's going the other way for Texas State. South Alabama just 2 of 8 shooting early going, down 3.
Well, again, we're going to see a little full court press. Nothing to try and cause a turnover per se. If Texas State dribbles into one, so be it. But otherwise make you a bit uncomfortable and then set back into that 2-3 zone.
Starters, bench players, everybody in the joint. Harrell's probably the shortest guy, but he's playing big so far, as he's billed to do, Pat.
Oh, absolutely. He can hit from anywhere on the floor. Doesn't mind taking any kind of shot. His height is not an issue at all.
Inside, jarred loose from Martin on the deck, and South Alabama comes out with it without a whistle. Texas State could have caused the arrow to go the other way. South Alabama has it. Manning's open. Draws iron into the hands of Isaiah Small.
Tell you what, doesn't get much more wide open for Charles Manning Jr. and just misfired. Looks like Turbo Jones may come in and take his spot.
Free throw line. Tip in. Could have been in the cylinder. Rebound, South Alabama. South Alabama coming off the loss to App State. It was a dismal first half in Boone, 30-19, and then went on to lose 69-51. That was after the buzzer beater 3 by Gonsalves for South Alabama 2 nights earlier at Coastal Carolina. And a foul. Player control charge. It's going the other way. Caio
Gonsalves is so good at setting up and taking that charge. And usually he's taking it from the big man. And this is the one time when he sees Harrell, not to knock on him by any stretch, but when you're 6'8" and you see the little guy coming at you, you're more prone to sit there and take it. And that's what he did.
South Alabama down 3 over their last 4. 2.5-minute scoring drought for the Jags. The cuts and the lay-in. Jones fresh into the game. His first bucket. Turbo Jones, they called him. Wearing the 0 back there defensively. He's a transfer from Auburn and missed a bunch of games due to injury after what's game 2 at Wichita State.
Yeah, one of the most pure shooters you'll see in the game. But I know South Alabama really hated to miss him for the extended amount of time that they did.
We played just over 6 minutes. J.D. Byers, Pat Greenwood, our ESPN crew from Mobile, Alabama. Next to last game of the regular season. Offensive rebound. To the corner. Adams a little closer. Another offensive board. Floater. Slapped around. Another offensive possession. And still with Texas State.
That's 5 this possession.
Harrell to the rack. J.J. Chandler with the foul. Harrell did a really good job before the penetration. He took an outlet pass, didn't travel. A lot of guys going to get happy feet right there.
Right. But 5 shots. 5 offensive rebounds, so that's 6 shots at that bucket. Finally get a chance to get to the free throw line. That will not make Richie Riley happy.
All those misses has taken Texas State to over their last 9, half of them on 1 possession. Harrell, best free throw shooter on the team, 86.3%. Best free throw shooter, and he's really good assist to turnover ratio. Just better than 2 for 1. 16 double-digit scoring games. Tonight, his 111th to play in as a Bobcat, and that's not even the most. Shelby Adams, who started, he's got the record all-time with Texas State at 140.
And you saw Marshall Kearing, featured him in the pregame, now has the basketball up top.
Shot clock at 10. Jones was looking to Gonsalves. Texas State takes away the passing lane. NBA 3 short by Chandler.
That shot clock was at 6. I know there was a rush to make the shot, but you didn't have to take that one.
Adams on the catch and shoot to Asbury, and he'll drain it. All nylon. His second 3 of the game, 52nd of the season for a guy who averages 13.4.
Well, again, this is a Texas State team that shoots the lights out. They're only shooting 27% right now, but that's because of all the near misses they had, especially in that last possession.
Wide open. Jones, the assist. Kearing, easy bucket inside.
Well, that's what Kearing can do, and that's, again, he needs to step up and become that X factor. Manning missed a couple of easy ones. He's on the bench right now, and if Kearing can step up, provide that strong presence underneath, and then contribute some points as well, that's a big deal.
Jags back to the zone. Shot clock at 10. Harrell avoids the up and down. Slapped around at the rim. Kearing wrestling it away. watch of the current head coach.
Yeah, it was not, actually. This is the second season for T.J. Johnson, so he hasn't lost in February. It's pretty amazing.
To date, over the last 4 seasons, 26-3 in February is Texas State.
And you want to be playing basketball, your best basketball at that time, and that's why Texas State has been successful. Regular season champion last year.
Looking to drive is Manning. He'll back up instead. Drops it. 14-footer. And you and I were talking, Pat, about Texas State is, a second-year head coach, Terrence Johnson, but 7th year of the program. And under the prior head coach, when he was an assistant, it was a very slow pace, into set plays, not get out and run. He takes the helm, keeps some of the principles, but seems to change that one.
Yeah, and it's not as slow and methodical as it used to be, but they do want to work the ball around, get the best shot they can. That's, again, why they're shooting high percentage. But Coach Johnson is more prone to let them go. If you got a break, let's go. Go with it.
Given to Caesar what is Caesar. He just had his first bucket for the 6'8" senior from Houston into the game, who averages 8. Gonsalves, the hero 2 games back in Myrtle Beach, and that kicks off the home iron for number 4. Back in comes J.J. Chandler. Games 1 and 2 this year were his only 2 single-digit games. Big impact for the former Aggie from Texas A&M for South Alabama. He averages 16.
And you mentioned Gonsalves hit a 3-pointer at the buzzer to give South Alabama the win over Coastal Carolina last Thursday night. Pretty exciting. Made Sports Center.
And by the way, it wasn't a miss it and lose. It was a tie game.
Right.
Why not take it? But, man, he was contested. Shot clock at 9. Baseline drive. Swatted out. The double clutch. Small can't hit. And the Jags get a takeaway. There's a slap and a rejection. Blocks. Almost 4 a game for the Bobcats. Points in the paint and the finish.
Well, I love the fact that the officials, as of now, are letting them play. As long as you're consistent, I think both coaches are good with it. If there's going to allow contact, allow contact. Just don't change that as the game progresses.
Asbury just hit. He's only been held to single digits in 4 conference games. Shot clock at 9. Open. Manning. Left wing 3. Manning's first triple. His 24th of the season for the transfer from LSU.
And now is all that inside-out motion. You had you had Chandler going inside, drawing the double team. Manning by himself outside. That's perfect basketball.
Ooh, almost a walk. Asbury. Good kick so far for Texas State. Stepping into the 3, no good. Gonsalves won't pull a ton of rebounds, but that's a good one. And the Jags get a stop. 7 rebounds already for Texas State on the offensive end. And now a defensive rebound for Caesar. The kick, Caesar. The feed, Marshall Kearing.
Now it's good defense underneath. Small was looking for a foul, and can't say I blame him there, but you pass up a 15-footer for the 3-footer. That's what you want to do all the time, but South Alabama collapsed defensively and did just enough to block that basketball.
Pat, there's a big crowd at the scorer's table.
Yes, 2 teams at the scorer's table.
There are 6 players wanting to check in, as Gonsalves is now 0 for 2 outside. Offensive rebound. Working on the Texas State man. Well, he split a double team, but not able to finish was Alex Anderson, the freshman. 2-point game. Texas State is led by as many as 5. Next dead ball's a timeout. It's been a very fast-paced game. Marshall Kearing.
Each other. And we expected a pretty good, pretty fast, pretty physical ball game. That's what we've had so far tonight.
Well, we expected to play January 1st in San Marcos.
Yeah, true.
This thing called COVID. The Jags were on the road on that swing, had played UT Arlington. Out of bounds. A rare mistake. Mason Harrell won't make many of those. 3-time letter winner. A lot of transfers on this Jag roster, but it's been built primarily high school guys at Texas State. A couple of JUCOs. One back up from San Jose State, Macy Nate Lacewell. The kick with allegedly no travel, and the three is good. Lance Thomas, that's his second three of the game.
Not a travel if they don't call it, right?
You got it. South Alabama's taking the lead by 1. Under 7 to play in the opening 20 minutes. Almost 3 minutes scoreless for the Bobcats. The front runner in the Sun Belt Conference, assured already of a top 3 seed in the conference tournament in Pensacola, Florida.
But if they win tonight or win Friday, they'll get the number 1 seed. So a lot to play for these Bobcats.
Euro and the roll. Drew Denon, his first points. 9 points over 24 backup minutes last time. That was in a win over Little Rock. 68-50 win in San Marcos. The last game of a 7-game win streak for Texas State. The kick out, Smith fires. Thomas, the big frame. Well, he was out of bounds, but had not fully established himself back inbounds when he took the carom off the chest of a Bobcat, and it's going 94 feet the other way.
Yeah, big Nate Martin was in there playing some good defense as well, and when Thomas looked up, tried to pass it to the middle of the court, Martin was right there.
Not a lot of turnovers. 2 for the Bobcats, but the Jacks have 5 points off those. South Alabama just committed their first of the game. Bobcats by 1. Harrell, nice touch. Little rainbow.
Well, you find that soft spot in the zone and a nice floater. That's perfect basketball.
Tyrell Turbo Jones running the point, the transfer from Auburn. Franklin spinning, double clutch, draws the foul. Appears to be on Nate Martin, would be his first on the sophomore.
Well, we talked about Kearing at the beginning of the broadcast about what he can do inside. And Javon Franklin, another guy that can do that, as we take a look at that floater by Texas State that put them ahead. But Franklin is a guy, again, this is not a big South Alabama team. It's a team that is more finesse, more shoot outside, that's certainly athletic. But Franklin is one of those big bangers inside.
South Alabama's 6th best at the free throw line. A lot of boats rising, though, this year. If you notice, the Sun Belt seems like a better free throw shooting teams overall. Well, Texas State, by the way, is first in the conference.
And in college basketball as a whole, and heck, you see it in the pros as well, just free throw shooting as a whole has been on a steep decline for a long time. And that's just a factor of kids not staying in the gym, shooting and shooting and shooting and shooting. And I think that's finally starting to reverse itself, thank goodness.
You know what you could tie it to for incentive is that new name, image, likeness stuff. I don't know how you do it. I'm just saying that's the new buzzword. I like to use it. Pointing to the corner, Harrell trying to get Chandler to look off. Shot clock's at 7. Ball back near the timeline. With it is Adams. Offensive foul. A shove. Manning hits the deck. And it's South Alabama ball.
Well, that's Manning anticipating where the ball was going, getting in good position, and absorbing the contact.
4th team foul. And the 3rd turnover for Texas State.
Love those numbers, though. What are we're 15 minutes into this one. We've had a total of 4 turnovers.
Baseline, put back, flush viciously. And Franklin with the jam has put South Alabama back up by 1. He's got 6.
And that's what Franklin can do, that inside presence. They like the matchup. As soon as Manning was matched up with Harrell, Manning takes the shot, just misses, but Franklin there to clean it up.
Jags 2-3 zone again. Denon. Thomas cleans it up. 1 and done for the Bobcats early in the shot clock. Both teams with 3 trays. The drive. Smith. His first points.
Well, that's just getting in position before Texas State does. And the baseline was open, and Smith able to finish. Good job, though, by Texas State to split that zone press, and able to get up and set up the offense.
Lob into the paint, small, up big, and a nice rainbow. He'll drop it. South Alabama's 6-0 run ends. South Alabama still with the lead. Under 4 to play in the opening half. as two Bobcats wait to check in. Smith off the iron. Nice running rebound. Out ahead of the pack. Adams, 83% free throw shooter. No one's played in more career games than the guy at the line. 140. He passed a legend in the Sun Belt. Not just in San Marcos, a legend in the Sun Belt named Nigel Pearson. And I say he passed him like 4 games back, I think. Adams rattles in the second. 3.5 to go before the break.
Yeah, uncharacteristic. Texas State a little shaky at the free throw line. 2 for 4, and that last one was shaky going in.
Manning contested up top by Harrell. Shot clock at 10. Coming up on 3 now to go. Smith, the kick, 4 to shoot. The heave to the corner. Thomas, look for his third 3. Little off balance.
What about the job defensively they've done on J.J. Chandler? He's 0 for 3 from the field tonight. This is a guy that's scored double figures in 24 straight.
You don't want to be off balance at his side. That's a long way down. Harrell look left, goes right. Texas State in the traveling maroon. Working on the South Alabama zone. Shot clock at 6. Catch and shoot. Baseline. Thomas flying in, out leaping Tyrell Morgan.
And once again, a good look by Texas State, where they're 9 of 27 from the field, shooting just 33%. South Alabama, 33% as well, 9 of 27.
That's a key stat early. Underneath. And a little kiss. Franklin.
He's got 6. Javon Franklin. And if Marshall Kearing can beef up that inside as well, South Alabama's going to be a tough team to stop.
Franklin, 8 points, 3 rebounds, 6 double-doubles for him. By the way, 1 more rebound, and he's got 200 on the season. The drive, partially deflected. Texas State gets back so fast defensively. South Alabama wanted the run out. 1.5 minutes to go in the first 20 minutes.
Well, Harrell's been guarding Manning. He's on Chandler now. Manning with the ball up top.
Manning, he put that in the right arm like a fullback off right tackle and draws contact. That'll be the second on Adams for Texas State.
But only the 15th foul, so still a long way away from shooting free throws. But you look at Manning sizing up the hole, and you see a little bit of a hold as Manning penetrates the lane.
Texas State led by 5 early. Jags have led by 3. So the inbound underneath, and the Jags will reset between the circles or thereabouts. Drennan collapsing, not committing the foul, and contests the shot, forces it short, and Drennan will bring it up the floor. Texas State can get a 2 for 1. The dish open on the baseline. The feed
in position to succeed next week. I think both of these teams have done a pretty good job of doing that. South Alabama is still trying to crack that top 4 to get the first day bye. But it's all about what you do next week.
Manning ran right into a double team in the corner. And dodges a huge bullet on the miss by Small.
The coaches arguing for an offensive or for a goaltender. I think they got a case there. I thought that was on the way down.
Texas State's only got 2 points off 2 Jag turnovers. There is a differential, about 1.5 seconds, game clock, shot clock. 4 to shoot, 6 to play. The heave behind the, so they move it up 0.6 to trigger it as Small. Fastball high in the paint in a night game. Jags get first possession, second half, tied at 25. South Alabama closed out the first half, hitting 6 of their last 8, and a 3 from the near corner. Deontay Smith was 0 for his first 3 from outside. That's 43 for him, and the TCU former Horned Frog transfer.
Well, that's a big 3. A good way for South Alabama to start to set the tone early.
It's the Jags' 4th triple of the game. 1-3-1 zone look this time. Collapsing into those man principles. Shot clock under 10. The lob. And the putback. It was a miss by Martin, but a dunk and a 2 for Small.
And again, you see that emphasis by Texas State. They think they've got the height advantage underneath. Javon Franklin's been making it tough on him, but Texas State has had some success getting the ball down underneath. They just got to finish.
Lance Thomas is the South Alabama big, but he's hit 2 threes. He was big in South Alabama's win against Georgia State when he had 12. How will he factor in the second half? There it is, 3rd 3 for him on cue, hitting from outside. 6'9", Memphis transfer from Norcross, Georgia.
No hesitation about pulling up for the big man. That's a big 3.
Jags' 2nd 3 of the half, 5 for the game.
And Harrell thought about the 3, thought better of it when he saw Manning standing there.
South Alabama's biggest lead. Shot clock under 10 again for Texas State. Harrell between 2 defenders. Shot clock violation. Tried a little fadeaway action. Not quite 2 minutes into the second half. And it's been all South Alabama so far since halftime.
Well, the 2 threes had a way to make a statement for South Alabama. Now, J.J. Chandler's going to be picked up full court by Drennan. Strange to see Chandler still with a goose egg in the scoring column.
You mentioned some of this action first half. It's been physical. Only 6 total free throws have been attempted between both teams. A little out of control. Texas State with a loose basketball.
Yeah, Drennan took a finger to the eye, too. He's going to stay in the ball game and keep play going, but he's clearly there. The referees finally spotted it.
South Alabama did not make substitutions during the review. 2.5 into the second half, and the alley-oop and the stick by Small.
Lance Thomas lost him. It was 1-on-1. Lance Thomas, number 1. Isaiah Small, number 1. And the small big man able to get the flush.
That is hard to defend when it is put right on the lip of the iron. Lean in. Manning with a finish. Texas State wanted a foul.
But again, I think the officials have been consistent. They're letting them play. I don't think there was a huge push off there. There was a push off, but they've been allowing it to happen. And as long as you don't have anything flagrant or obvious like there was there, you let them play. I like the way this game's been officiated.
Smith tried to telegraph, and Smith, fortunate not to undercut with a player in the air, and knew he mistimed it. That's his first. His first team foul second half, and it goes against South Alabama.
But you've seen a lot of these games where you're talking 30, 40 fouls being called. Tonight's not one of them. I like it. Let them play.
Shot clock's under 10. Small. Rejected. Got the loose ball. Texas State another chance at it. The lob. The tip. There was collision and a whistle from the crew chief. This is against South Alabama.
Yeah, they're going to get Lance Thomas on the clear out. They were trying to do the alley-oop again. That'll be number 1 on Lance Thomas, and that'll send Isaiah Small to the free throw line.
Second team foul. Terrence Johnson doesn't look panicked at all. His Texas State ball club in control of the regular season race down the stretch. And it's off the iron. Small, 75% free throw shooter. That is only the 5th free throw try for Texas State and just the 7th overall on the evening between these two teams.
Final score from Troy, just east of us. Troy has beaten UT Arlington 59-53, so that has some significance for both these teams. As Troy gets the win, that's where Texas State will head on Friday night.
Small miss both of them for the Bobcats. South Alabama by 4. Jags shooting 41% for the game. 5 threes. Shot clock at 10. Chandler still scoreless. Will give it up. Shot clock at 3. Shot clock violation. All from the SEC except for the TCU transfer.
Well, those guys have been responsible for 22 of South Alabama's 33 points tonight, and that's with Chandler having 0, leading scorer.
South Alabama has outscored Texas State since the break 8-4. Harrell, step back. Draws iron with 10 on the shot clock. Martin, he'll drive, finish. Second chance points for the Bobcats.
Well, that's a strong play by Martin. A lot of contact underneath. Again, they're letting him play tonight, but Martin knowing that there's going to be contact coming at him, and just a strong rebound and strong putback.
Whistle away. Was looking for a clear out, but Nate Martin defensively is going to be called for his second. Well, and Marshall Kearing now will come in.
The difference was there, again, there's been contact all night, but there was some holding where the South Alabama player just couldn't get loose. So you're going to have to call that.
Spinning shot, short. Nice rebound by Asbury. South Alabama by 2. Gaio Gonsalves has been a big part of the 3-point game. Has only played 6 minutes, scoreless, and still on the bench 0 for 2.
J.J. Chandler will pick up that foul. That's number 2 on him.
J.J. Chandler still scoreless, 0 for 3. A couple of rebounds, distributing 2 assists. They expect scoring out of him. He averages 16 a game. 5 minutes into the second half. Still a tight one here in Mobile, Alabama. 35% for the game. A team that shoots 47% on average, Texas State. Threes contested. Slap into the hands of South Alabama. 2-on-2. Thomas. Unfriendly roll. Harrell drops a 3. His second triple. He's got 9.
Well, he's so smooth. Just setting up outside, waiting on the shot, waiting on the clear out, and you give him a little bit of space, he's going to put it down.
Bobcats retaking the lead by 1. Triple team, Kearing open, and over the left shoulder.
And brought Texas State within 1.
Biggest lead for both teams. Texas State early up 5. South Alabama up 4. That was in this half. It was 25 all at the break. South Alabama wins out in the regular season. They get to 20 wins. Texas State can do it tonight or Saturday at Troy. Shot clock at 3. High floater, no good. That one was up in the rafters. Jags 2-on-1, and it looked like Chandler was trying to alley-oop and come out with an assist on the feed to Manning and just lost his dribble.
Well, he's going to get the yank as Turbo Jones will come after him. But, boy, you had your 2 top scorers in the 2-on-1. You got Manning flanking your left, and Chandler, man, just fumbled the basketball, and now he's going to actually go to the locker room for a second.
2-3 zone again by South Alabama. And Chandler frustrated because he's used to 20 a game in 10 games this year and at least double digits in 25 straight. The 3 too strong by Asbury. Another offensive rebound. That is the 12th offensive rebound for Texas State. Runner. No good. Collision on the floor. Texas State hits the deck. This is on the Jaguars. Marshall Kearing's called for his first.
I think it's going to be on the floor, though. It was after the shot. Yeah, and it will be. So Texas State basketball under their own basket. And now J.J. Chandler back. You know, and look, it's a young kid, frustrated. Richie Riley frustrated with him. And this is just one thing as a basketball player you work through. Chandler has been Mr. Consistent for South Alabama this year and struggling tonight. But there's still 13 minutes to go. He can certainly make a big contribution for the Jaguars.
Inbound underneath. Fed to the corner. Turbo Jones was right there to step in defensively. Kearing cuts off the feed, and it's out of bounds. Off the fingertips of Caesar. And Chandler, you probably didn't see it, but he left the arena through the tunnel beyond the black curtain. But, you know, he may have said, hey, if I go through here and come back, it could be a reset. We'll just start all over and get a fresh start here. That ball was touched by Texas State.
Yep. That's a
moving screen by Jones. Charge, and Gonsalves was open for the three, but won't get a chance.
Yeah, Caesar had great position on Turbo Jones, and Turbo a little out of control there. So he was trying to get it to Gonsalves. Now Turbo will take a seat, and Chandler back into the ballgame.
First on Jones. South Alabama, one more foul to give, and with 12:36, Texas State would go to the bonus, and Texas State does have the possession arrow.
Well, fouls weren't an issue for either team in the first half. But now South Alabama's been racking up a bunch here in this first 10.
But back to Chandler. How have they defended him? He's back on the floor. How has Texas State been so effective at keeping him scoreless in the game?
They know where he is on the floor, number one. And number two, as soon as he gets the basketball, they're closing out on him, typically with a double team. And Chandler typically is able to still get past that. He hasn't tonight. They've limited his shot opportunities.
Head fake. Nice ball movement.
Yeah.
Around and out. The tip in. Somebody didn't box out.
That was a beautiful play. It just didn't finish as it rolled all the way around the rim. But Texas State still gets the bucket.
That's one a non-veteran player wants so bad to touch that while it's still on the cylinder. Texas State by one. Gonsalves sat on the bench a while. Was 0 for 2 early and drops in a three. That's his 60th of the year. Team leader in the category. Came in third in the conference and made threes per game at just shy of 2.5. Spinning shot, no good. Rebound to the hands of Smith. Chandler, a bit out of control, turns it over.
Well, that's another thing they've been doing. They've been stripping the ball away from him.
Coast to coast, the follow and a foul. As you said, then I don't think I would try that.
Well, I could try it, but I wouldn't get 2 shots off.
I'd let the second one hit me in the head. Free throw up and good by Caesar. 64% for the Texan out of Houston. Last game he was big, 12 points, 6 of 7 shooting with 8 boards in the win against Little Rock. To tie it. Smith with a rebound.
Well, Texas State just 3 of 8 from the free throw line. Well below their average. They're a good free throw shooting team.
10 total free throws taken. South Alabama 2 for 2. Smith rims out in front of his own bench.
How about that athletic play by Caesar? He was being pushed, grabbed it one-handed, and was able to dish it off before he hit the deck.
I think he expected a foul call.
Yeah.
He's rubbing that right hip. South Alabama the tip and the loose ball. Manning clears it out. There's a push and an offensive foul. Good call by the wing official. Some jeers from the crowd, but definitely a push off.
Well, Manning had just rejected Caesar a second ago. Take that back. That was Drennan.
That kind of looked like a step through.
Yeah,
from that angle.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. To be honest here.
Number 2 on Manning. Smith, Manning, and Chandler each have 2 fouls apiece. Martin. South Alabama with a loose basketball.
Well, they pushed it inside, but then all of a sudden 3 Jag defenders collapse on him. And with them letting him play, a lot of contact, they're not going to call it. So it's going to be tough to score those 2 and 3 footers.
Texas State over the last 4, but South Alabama's turning it over a lot. 4 in the last 4 minutes. And a foul on the floor. Martin picks up his 3rd for Texas State. Only the second team foul, second half for Texas State. Martin now will depart, and Caesar returns for the Bobcats.
Martin understandably frustrated. He says, hey, with all this pushing and shoving and holding, you're going to pick on me. But that was clearly a hold, and that's his third.
Hesitation. Accelerates, misses. Manning not able to score on one end. Gonsalves, nice closeout. Swats it away into the backcourt. Race down by Small. Shot clock's only at 19.
And look at the handles on that guy.
3. Speaking of Harrell, he's still at 9. Had a big first half. That's going to stay with South Alabama. Nice attempt. Caesar trying to pirouette with a right hand on it. Comes down out of bounds. The Jags will trigger underneath their own bucket. Manning will leave. Here comes Alex Anderson.
And Tyrell Morgan checking in for Texas State.
Anderson appeared brief in the first half of the Jags. Played 15 backup minutes. Last game had 6. But hasn't reached double figures since January 6th.
Well, Texas State's done a great job of knocking the ball loose from Chandler. That time they got a lot of arm, the officials call it, and now Chandler will get a chance to at least get in the scoring column by going to the free throw line. But what Texas State has done, though, is when they've harassed Chandler, they've gotten all ball. This is the first time that they've grabbed a lot of arm. And now we can get the goose egg off the board.
Yeah, Chandler to get on the board for the first time, 77% free throw shooter. J.J. Chandler hasn't been held to single digits since November 16th in Tuscaloosa when he had 6 against the Crimson Tide. A game South Alabama led on the road in Tuscaloosa until like under 3 to play. Misses the second. South Alabama by a bucket. There's your free throw numbers at the bottom. 12 total taken. Ball kicked. It will stay with the Bobcats.
Well, the significance there, though, as a team, Texas State shooting 77% from the free throw line, just 3 of 8 tonight. Very uncharacteristic.
Tyrell Morgan to inbound. Texas State now 31%. 4 threes, but out rebounding the Jags by 5. The baseline. Nice ball movement. Harrell quickly covered up by Gonsalves. Shot clock's at 5. The floater, Harrell with the assist, and count the bucket for Caesar.
How in the world did Harrell see him? Much less get it to him. It's a great basketball player.
Caesar. He's got 9, as does Harrell. No Bobcat in double figures yet. Hitting the deck with Caesar, and he'll be called for the foul for Texas State, his first.
And that'll send Javon Franklin to the free throw line. Chance to break the tie here. And again, just a physical play. He got the step on Caesar, and as Caesar tried to regain that step, got a lot of body on that shot.
Franklin 64% at the line for the senior out of Little Rock. Began his career at Auburn. Franklin, by the way, in this game has surpassed 200 rebounds for the season. He's got 201. He's currently at 9 and 5. And his first free throw miss. Still a tight game. Texas State saw that South Alabama zone early, shot over it with success. South Alabama with a nice mix, and you've seen some 1-3-1 into the paint. Caesar turns it over. Gonsalves snares it. 3-on-2 for a moment. Here's an open 3. Chandler. Smith, the no look, not able to hang on.
As expected, this shows you the difference between the 1 and the 5 team. There's not a whole lot. So that's what's going to make the tournament next week in Pensacola awfully exciting.
Harrell running the point. 9 points, 3 assists for him. Harrell to the corner. Small, too strong. Launches the 3 with 11 on the shot clock. South Alabama looking for a field goal. They're coming up on 5 minutes without one. The lob and the finish. Nice assist, and Franklin drops it in.
Well, that's a result of playing together. You see toward the end of the season, they know where they're going to be. They know how they're going to finesse that defender. And that's a great assist there by Chandler. Good finish by Franklin.
That's Chandler's 5th assist. He's only got 1 point, but he's distributing the basketball. High, Franklin will clear it out. South Alabama with the lead and the possession. Under 7 minutes to play.
Well, Martin underneath took a shot to the face on that last offensive possession.
Sliding at the elbow. Chandler maintains possession. Shot clock at 3. Deep tray. Slapped out. South Alabama steals another possession. Forced it in. Turnover. Martin has it. To Harrell. Wild shot. The putback. Martin stayed. And he's got 10 double-digit scoring games. 4 of those in conference. He's kind of an X factor, if you will, for this Texas State club. Under 6 to play at the Mitchell Center. The scoop. The putback. They'll count it. And an and one opportunity for Javon Franklin. He's in double digits. And we'll go to the free throw line.
Well, again, that was Franklin just not giving up. Missed the first shot, was able to get the second chance opportunity. A lot of contact underneath, but it grabs that second chance and then goes up strong and absorbs the contact.
Nigel Caesar called for his second personal foul. Old-fashioned 3. South Alabama up 4, matching their biggest lead, and that's 14 for Franklin.
That's to go along with 6 rebounds, 2 blocks. Pretty good night for number 13.
Head fake by Harrell. South Alabama covers a lot of ground in that zone. Baseline collision in midair and a no call.
Wow.
Texas State's bench wanted a whistle.
Yeah, I can't blame them. There was a ton of body contact there. I was surprised the whistle didn't come out there.
Texas State winners of 7 straight, albeit 6 at home. Tough to do. And that's not even their biggest win streak of the season. They had won 8 earlier. Halfway down and out. Into the hands of Caesar.
Chandler, just frustrated. Can't get anything to fall tonight.
All the way. What a big stride. Caesar's got his double-double. His 5th bucket. That's 11 and 12 for the big man.
Well, you can see that's their MO against the zone. Put it into the middle, and then the guy in the middle will either turn and shoot, or oftentimes, as the defender comes at him, he's got somebody open underneath.
Caesar's numbers down in your lower left-hand corner. 5 of 8 shooting for the senior.
Well, again, it was Caesar looking for the pass. Pass wasn't there, so he's going to take it himself and goes up strong.
Seemed like he was right across the free throw line, and when he stepped in to split the double team, with 1 step, he was at the rim. And then a mental miscue on either Manning or Gonsalves. Yeah. And it's a turnover nonetheless for South Alabama.
Well, Manning had to avoid the backcourt violation and just not set up where he needed to be. And Kyle Gonsalves didn't exactly know where Manning was in terms of the backcourt.
Gonsalves using the length in the passing lane. Only the second steal for South Alabama defensively. Jags average 6 a game. Drop step to the hole. Manning, my goodness, and he's got 9. What an athletic move.
Again, to make it a 2-possession game as we wind down under 4 minutes to go. That's big. Every bucket is big at this point.
Drennan, the rainbow, and a touch. Back to a 2-point deficit for Texas State.
They keep trading blows, don't they?
Next dead ball's an under 4. Little flip to the corner. Chandler still without a bucket. Gonsalves trying to convert his second 3 unsuccessfully. Three minutes to play. Only iron. Texas State. No look. Small. The flush. That's execution by Caleb Asbury.
Yeah. That's Asbury knowing where his guys were. South Alabama couldn't corral the rebound. Ball's loose. Asbury picks it up.
Tied at 47. Asbury distributed 4 assists against Little Rock on Saturday. Runner too strong. Four straight by Texas State to tie the game. We were knotted at 25 at the break.
Well, we've got a media timeout still to go, but in terms of the timeouts for each team, they each have 2. So we got a long way to go in this one.
At the half, each team only had 10 field goals each side. Low free throw shooting. Contested 3. Big one by Drennan. His 11th of the season. And none bigger for a 1-point, check that, 3-point Bobcat lead.
That's a 7-0 run for Texas State over the last minute and a half. They've hit 4 of their last 5.
Chandler still without a field goal. Gonsalves to tie it. Texas State a big stop. 1 minute, 30 seconds at the Mitchell Center on the University of South Alabama campus.
And smart play here if you're Coach Johnson. Take some air out of it. Run some shot clock.
Front end of a 1-and-1, no good.
3 for 9 for the best free throw shooting team in the Sun Belt Conference.
Texas State that was really good second half Saturday against Little Rock. We're up 5 at the half. That's one South Alabama has to have.
Muddied it up a little bit.
So a 3-point game, a minute to go. Gonsalves, the contested 3. All net. Nice camera work up high. Here it is from the other end. Gonsalves to knot the game at 50. And South Alabama shooting that early on the inbound gets a 2-for-1 and would love a stop, but even a make, we're not done. South Alabama 1-3-1. 10 to shoot. Asbury defended by Manning. Shot clock late. 3 to shoot, forces it and got it.
You still got Chandler, you still got Manning. Deontay Smith can hit the 3 as well. Javon Franklin, not a 3-point shooter, but a threat underneath. So plenty of options to go to here.
No shot clock. South Alabama dribbles up, timeout. Richie Riley will bring them over.
Richie Riley
trying to avoid a technical at really a bad time.
I think there's an inadvertent whistle there. I think Richie Riley was trying to coach, and the official thought he was calling the timeout there.
I think he saw the player also dribbling right at him. Here's Gonsalves. The putback. To play here is 3 of 9 for the game. 53-52. Texas State the lead in the possession. Successfully gets it in. Looking to foul, and Small will be the guy hacked. 75% on the season. has been at the line twice, or has been at the line taken 2, and he's missed them both in the game. He's out there with 8 points and 8 rebounds.
South Alabama is out of timeouts. Texas State has 1, so no chance to ice him. But for Small, again, a 1-and-1, that's big. You don't have the 2 shots here. And with 9:08 to go, whether South needs a 2 or a 3, they're going to have an opportunity.
Small, the senior. He missed it, but he got his own rebound. Nobody boxed out the shooter, and Texas State has to be covered. And Richie Riley is highly frustrated at the fundamental miss on boxing out the guy who just made the shot.
Wow. And now you are in the double bonus. So you've got Harrell shooting 2. Wow, what a big turn.
Best free throw shooter on the team, 86.3%, playing in his 111th career game. The righty got it.
Texas State just 4 of 11. Even if he makes it, they'll be 5 for 12 and could get out of here with a win despite that free throw shooting.
Now with the rebound, you got to be ready. Perhaps Alabama will have to come the distance and get off a 3. Chandler working on Drennan.
Yeah,
Dribble knocked away and he's fouled. That's the right play.
Yes. Yeah, because you're still not in the shooting bonus yet. That's only team foul number 6. I was surprised they didn't do it earlier, to be honest with you.
So if you make one, you miss the second.
But even here,
it's on the floor, excuse me.
Yeah, but even, yeah, that's on the floor. Next one's going to be a shooting foul, but even then it's a 1-and-1. So I'd foul again.
Jags in front of their own bench. Now 3 seconds. Gonsalves lost the basketball and stepped out. Well, it was designed to go to him, but just never developed. And Texas State looks to be in very good position to extend and make it an 8